What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and ADA. Those are four we're going to be looking at today. Right now, Bitcoin's at 43,251. We're up about 4%, so we're getting a nice little move today. So far, we're getting a little bit of volume as well with this move, so I like to see that. And what we're going to be looking at is the 6-hour time frame. I do a lot of work on the 6 and 8 hour time frames. I know they're a little strange to some people, but I really think you get some good clarity with the 6 and the 8 hour time frame. So we're going to be looking at the 6 today. So just remember that each candle here is going to represent 6 hours. I want to show you some of the things that I've been looking at here. So for Bitcoin, guys, and also if you guys get some from this type of technical analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's always appreciated, guys, however you can help this channel. So when we're looking at this, one thing I want to point out here, for the most part, when we're in uptrends, we're trading above this 200 moving average in white on the 6 hour time frame. You can see this area back in here. When we got over top of this 200, it came on massive amounts of volume, and that's what you want to see. And that was July 25th. We stayed up above that area until we had a candle close above it all the way at September 13th. So it's extremely important to trade up above this moving average here. And now typically when we're in downtrends, we'll stay below this for a while, and then yet again here, when we broke up above, it came on heavy volume, right? And that launched us forward. So when we actually broke down through this on the 6 hour time frame, this was a really big sign that we could have been heading to the downside for an extended period of time. You can see the heavy volume that came in. I'm a huge proponent on looking at volume, guys. It confirms everything for you. So when we did break down through this, take a look at this heavy volume, right? And ever since then, we've been in this downtrend. So right now what we're trying to do is change the trend. We've been having lower highs and lower lows coming in. But what you can see taking place now, and what I like to look for or scout for, we had our low, we had a high, we had a higher low, a lower high, and then we broke down to a lower low. And now what we're trying to do is get back up over top of this high here that was around 43,000, then it's going to be up to around that 45,000. So those are the next two areas we're looking at. But what I want to see is this hold for us right here. You can see this uptrend. So we had our low all the way up. We want this to be our higher low, and then to push up, higher high, then a higher low, higher high. But what I want you to be aware of here, what could be strong overhead resistance is if we get up through this 45,000, we still have to get back up above this 200 moving average. And this is going to be up around $47,000. So take a look at this, guys. It's all about the trends, right? But what I like to see is that some volume is coming back in here. So that's a good sign for us. But we're still trading below this. So for me, guys, I'm a little bit riskier. Okay, so just tell you I was poking around down in this area, building some small positions in case we do get a nice little move to the upside here. But you have to look at this, and we are still underneath this. So we do not have confirmation of that uptrend yet. For me, if I'm being conservative, I'm a conservative bull. I want to wait until we break up above this, maybe have a back test, and we're actually trading up above that. You can see this move here. If we're being a little bit more aggressive, you could treat this as your higher low, put a stop below that, see if we can get this follow through. So I've been a little bit more aggressive poking around, but nothing crazy down in these ranges for Bitcoin, Ethereum, especially Ethereum, guys. In my opinion, Ethereum is undervalued for what's going to be taking place on it. Just my thoughts. But on the 6 hour time frame here, we want to see this higher low hold in this trend line. So that's going to be around $4,100. Let's see if we can get that follow through for the day. But remember, we are in this downtrend still. Okay, so it's still risky. I want to see what we do if we break over top of 45,000 with that 48,000, that 200 moving average. Now, let's get into Ethereum. Ethereum's at 3,244. Same deal in white. We have our 200 moving average. And right now, still trading down below that. So right here, that's going to be at 3,771. So that's a potential area of overhead resistance we need to pay attention to. If we do break up through that, could be a big deal for us. So take a look at this here, guys. Just looking at price action. When we broke up through, came on heavy volume, we got a back test, and we ripped forward. Right? Same deal. Here, we dropped down through, spent a lot of time much lower. We got up through, we had a back test. It didn't come on the most volume there, wasn't the heaviest volume, but it did get us moving. And then same deal here, when we broke down through, we had a back test, we failed, and now we've been in this downtrend for so long. But what you can see forming here, we want this to be our higher low. As this is how you have to look at things. So we had our low, high, we want this to be a higher low, go up, higher high. Push up into that area, challenge this green trend line that I have, and then probably challenging around $3,500. terms of support, we want to stay up above 3,053 and then be down here to our low at 2,925. If we step out, main areas of support, if we do break this lower area around 2,900, I would look down to about $2,700 would be the spot. If we click this on, you can see we have a nice move coming from the relative strength. We're breaking up above 50 on the 6-hour time frame here. We're at 53 for Ethereum, so that's what you want to see. VWAPs to the positive is at 16.92, and that's just been moving. We just want to continue to see that volume coming in. Right now we are getting above average volume. Just want to continue so we can get up through that area. But for me, guys, a lot going on with Ethereum, and it's definitely one that I think is going to perform well if Bitcoin can get moving. Okay, I mean, we've dropped from $4,800, almost $4,900, all the way down to this 3250 area right now. And that's a heck of a drop, almost 40% for Ethereum. So just want you to realize that, and then look at the fundamentals. Has there been a 40% decrease in what's been taking place on Ethereum? So just some of the thoughts that I have moving into this year. Next one we're going to take a look at is ADA. Right now we're at 139. So the nice thing about ADA here, so ADA, we have had this blue downtrend line on the 6-hour. You can see we touched it and we saw some rejection. So that is something we have to get over top of. But for ADA here on the 6-hour time frame, we're trying to get a back test of this 200, trying to find support off it right now. So right here, you can see a nice candle coming in. We did have some decent volume here at our lows, and that was around 131. So we had a low, high, higher low, higher high, trying to set a higher low, then see if we can get up to some of those higher levels. So we do need to watch that. Right now, VWAP is at negative 1.28, but it is curling to the upside there. Want to have more buying pressure coming in. Something I'm going to be watching. Relative strength right now is at 51, so we are crossing up through that 50 line, which is what you want to see. So we need to hold about 131, guys. Is going to be the area. But same deal, if we step out here, really take a look. And if you're here for ADA, let me know down low, guys. You know, I've been covering it a little bit for everybody. It's one I think could do really well. But just take a look. Typically when we're trading up above this 200, we're in these massive runs. And then when we drop below it, we really spend some time below it here. And we can get milked pretty good right here. Back up above it. Look at that run, guys. If you just sold out here, once we got down below, would have saved you all this pain. So we had one fake out over here. But for the most part, and this is where we don't want the same thing to happen for ADA, right here, where we have this big move up, and then we just give it all back. You see we didn't hold this 200 as support. So it's important that we hold this spot right here, and we don't just have some fake out. But overall, guys, ADA, this is going to be the area to hold around that 130, 131. See if we can push up. Then we look at resistance at around 165 there for ADA. Okay, so next one, we're going to go to Litecoin. Litecoin's sitting at 141.65 right now. If you're here for Litecoin, just put LTC down low. I just kind of want to gauge what everybody's here for. So look back in here, guys. This is why I'm trying to give you this little secret here on the 6-hour, this 200 moving average for the most part. Look how long you can ride that up in these bull markets, and then once you drop below it, you spend all this time below it. We got back up above it, had a really nice run below it, stayed below. So right now for Litecoin, we approached that area and we saw a little bit of rejection. So if we zoom out here, we're trading below, right? But we're trying to set this as our higher low. So guys, our higher low, we had our low pushed up to our high, higher low, we'd be looking at about 133 that we want to hold. And we'd have to get over top of that 155. And this is a whole little cluster area here that's also coordinating with this 200. So that's resistance there, so that we really need to get up through that area. Right now the VWAP is at 7.30, so that's good that it's in the positive. You can see this massive bullish divergence here, line that was coming in. And then you can also see that on the relative strength. As we were going down, we had our low, and now we're trying to set this as a higher low for Litecoin. So Litecoin, guys, main areas, we're looking at about 120 to hold as support. We're looking at 133 as support. Overhead resistance, around that 150 is a tough spot that we'd have to break up through. If we can get through that, it can give us a little run up into the 160s to 170s. But it's going to take some time. And you have to remember, we have not had that confirmation, right? Still trading below this 200, pressing down on us. So we need to get up through that, turn that into support, and keep it moving. But these are some of the levels that I'm looking at. It's nice to see a little bounce today, guys. Just wanted to let you know what I'm looking at. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Take care.